Welcome everyone to a session on Unix programming. In today's session, let us look into the various directory commands. We'll start with the first one, pwd. Pwd stands for print working directory, and this command will print the absolute path of the current working directory. So for reference, let us take this tree structure, and the directory which is highlighted in a red rectangular box is considered as the current working directory. So when I execute this command pwd being in my current working directory, it will give the output like this. Okay, so this represents the absolute path of my current working directory. The first slash represents the root directory, under which there is a home directory, and under which there is a directory called as Kaushik, which happens to be my current working directory. Second one, mkdir, stands for make directory. It is used to create directories. Okay, so any name which is passed, when any argument that is passed to mkdir are considered to be a directory name. Okay, that is that should be created. Okay, so this will create a directory called as A under my current working directory. Okay, and mkdir also will take multiple arguments. So in this case, B and C are passed as a arguments to mkdir, and it will create the directory in the order how the arguments are passed to it. Okay, so the B will be created first, followed by C. And using mkdir, it is also possible to create a tree structure. Okay, so in this case, mkdir, the first argument passed is D, right? So it will create a directory D, and the second argument is d/d1. So it will create a directory d1 under the newly created directory D. Okay, and followed by d2 under the directory D. Okay, so D will be created first, and inside D, subdirectories D1 and D2 will be created. Okay, and this is reflected in the directory structure, in the file structure. Okay. Okay, what if I execute mkdir command in this way? Okay, so here I am trying to create a subdirectory first. So E1 I am trying to create, then followed by E2, then I am trying to create E. Okay, so this will not be executed because the system requires the subdirectory, the main directory to be created first, right? So when I try to create E1 under E, the E doesn't exist because mkdir will create directories in the order in the order of the arguments that are passed. Okay, so obviously when I give E/E1, E doesn't exist, right? So this will throw an error. So to make this proper, first I should have given E followed by E1 and followed by E2. Okay, so this is about mkdir command. Now let us look into the next command, rmdir, so which is used for removing the directory. Okay, this works exactly opposite to that of mkdir command. Okay, and it will take a directory name as an argument which need to be removed from the current working directory. So rmdir a will remove A from the current working directory, and it will also take multiple uh, directory names as an argument. So this will remove directory B followed by C. Okay, it will be removed in the order how it is passed to rmdir. B and C will be removed. Now if I want to remove this directory structure, that is D1 D2, and if I pass the arguments in this way, it will throw an error. Okay, this will not allow me to remove the directory because the condition is, if I want to remove a directory, its content should be empty. Okay, now if I am trying to remove D first, okay, it already has some content, that it is having a subdirectory D1 and D2, right? So it is not empty, so it will not allow me to remove the directory. So what should be the proper order? The proper order should be, I should remove the subdirectories first, right? So D1 and D2 will be removed first, followed by D. So this will remove the directory structure. Okay, so that is a condition what we have to remember. The content of the directory should be empty before removing it. So this is about RMDIR. And let us see cd command, which is used for changing the working directory. So with the cd command, I will be able to move around in my file system. Okay. Now CDA. So what this will do? Current working directory is represented with the rectangular box. Here it is Kaushik, right? And CDA will change my current working directory to our directory called as A, which happens to be under my home directory, which is Kaushik, right? So my the working directory is changed now to A, right? And it is also possible to give absolute path name to CD. Okay, so in this case, now currently I'm in A, and now I want to go to bin, right? Now what I will do, I will give the absolute path name with respect to root, okay, /bin. So this will take directly to a bin directory. So my current working directory will be changed to bin, okay, which is highlighted in red rectangular box. Okay, a cd command without any path name, okay, if executed without a path name, will always take me to my current working directory, or will always take me to my home directory. Okay, and my home directory happens to be Kaushik, right? So cd without arguments will always make the changes, that is, it will always it will change the working directory to home directory. Okay, now if I want to change my working directory to D1, then I have to specify the relative path name. So this will take to D1. Okay. So this is how the cd command works. Okay. So let us look into the two special directories, dot and double dot. Dot, single dot, this represents the current directory, and double dot represent two dots represent the parent directory, and this is created by the system whenever a directory is created, and it is not possible for any user to edit it nor to delete them. Okay, and this is very helpful in maintaining the file structure. Okay, and it will be very useful uh, in relative path names. Okay, so let us see one example. PWD, if I print my current working directory, so this, if this is the output what I get, this, the meaning is that the current working directory is text, right, which is highlighted in green. And if I want to go to data, that is, if I want to change my current working directory to data, then I have to make use of cd command, and let me make use of this special directory, that is a double dot, to make that changes. Okay, cd double dot. So current working directory is text, right? And it's a parent directory. So the parent directory is represented by double dot. So what will happen? cd go to parent directory. Parent directory of what? The current working directory. So this change, this will, if I execute this command and if I print my working directory, I'll be placed, or the current working directory will be changed to data. Okay. One more example. Now what this will do? This will make the changes. It will change the working directory. So this first two double dot, this represents the parent directory of data, which happens to be procs, right? And the next double dot represents the parent of procs, which happens to be Kumar. What will happen when executed? And if I print, so I'll go to Kumar, right? So this is how the double dot command is used in my relative path name. Okay, and what is the use of single dot? Okay, so I'll take a very good example which you have all come across, right? Now whenever you execute compile a C program and try to execute the executable file a dot out, right? Now sometimes when you directly execute a dot out, it will not execute the executable file, right? So it is expecting you to give the entire path to the a dot out. So normally what do we do? What do we write as? We write dot slash a dot out. So what is the actual meaning of this? The actual meaning is dot represents the current directory, right? So we are saying to the shell, under the current working directory dot, directory which is represented by dot, there is a file name called as a.out, and that should be executed, right? So here I am specifying the path of my executable file by making use of dot, right? So under current working directory, there is a file name called as a.out. So I am giving the entire path to the shell to execute this file name, right? So this is about dot and double dot. I'll see you in the next one.